Paramedic jailed for secretly giving woman drug to abort their child. I'm having a very black pill day today. A paramedic who secretly gave a pregnant woman an abortion drug, killing their unborn child, has been jailed for 10 years and 6 months. Stephen Doon, who was a clinical team leader with the Scottish Ambulance Service, administered the drug after he found out that the woman was pregnant with his baby. Oh, okay. Holy fucking shit. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. The woman who did not know Doolan was married when they were in a relationship suffered a miscarriage after the 33-year-old crushed pills into a syringe and injected her as she lay in his bed at his Edinburgh home in 2023. I thought he was just some random psycho that just did it when she was getting treatment for something else. Okay, this story's grew arms and legs now. Holy shit. Doohan pleaded guilty to assault, sexual assault, and causing the woman to have an abortion at the High Court in Glasgow last month. George Lord Colbeck said that Doohan had put his victim, who has not been named, through considerable pain over a number of days and left her facing a lifetime of pain and loss. He added, "You researched and planned what you did to your victim. You used resources available to you as a paramedic before manipulating the woman and executing that plan under the guise of consensual sexual activity. You left her in what can only be described as considerable pain and anguish over the prospect of losing her child before she did, in fact, do so. The offences committed by you, frankly, are almost as serious as any this court is ever asked to sentence." It was murder. It was murder. Call it what it is. It was murder. The judge stated the emotional victim impact statement he had read radiates with raw pain suffered by the woman. Lord Colbeck also imposed a non-harassment order for an indeterminate period of time on the 33-year-old. Doohan previously featured in a BBC documentary series, Paramedics on Scene. A lot of things bad things that happen to kids just seem to be linked to the BBC. It's weird, isn't it? But anyway, he was suspended by the ambulance service after it learned of what he had done, and he is no longer employed by them. I mean, I hope so. I should hope so. Yeah. Doohan, who was married at the time, met the woman in Spain while he was on holiday in 2021. He did not tell her that he was married, and they remained in contact. She found out she was pregnant with his child in March of 2023, and by this time he had temporarily separated from his wife. The court heard that the woman was at his home in the Grange area of Edinburgh a couple of days after he learned of the pregnancy. She was in bed when he did something she could not see, but she said that she was not suspicious of his actions at the time. So this wasn't even a long thing. This was just a spur of the moment thing that he did. What a demon. The court heard how he used the syringe on her, and the woman began to suffer stomach cramps the next day. Later at his flat, he gave her diazepam for the pain. There's a lot of money to be made, and I've got this camera sitting wrong. There's a lot of money to be made in diazepam if you're in the ambulance service. Where do you think a lot of the junkies get it from? The court heard how she ended up in a deep sleep and awoke to find Doohan initiating sexual contact. So he raped her as well. That's great. What a lovely man. What a lovely guy. This time she was suspicious of what he was doing. I mean, I should hope so. But she was also feeling the effects of the diazepam. When Doohan left the room, the woman took the chance to look under the mattress and found star-shaped tablets and a syringe with tablets crushed inside. After searching online, she found matching images for drugs that could induce a termination. Appalling case. Doohan initially denied what he had done before sobbing and claiming that he was scared. Oh, was baby scared? Was baby scared? So you had to murder a fucking baby, you absolute psychopath. He said that he got the pills from a doctor, but insisted they would not work as it was the wrong dose. The court heard how Doohan and the woman went to hospital, but he pleaded that he would be arrested if she told the truth. The next day, the woman collapsed in the shower and had to return to hospital. This time, she insisted that Doohan did not come in the examination room. It soon emerged that she had suffered a miscarriage. The court heard Doohan had bought the woman gifts, including perfume and tickets for a football match, to keep her quiet. But she eventually reported him to the ambulance service, the information was passed to police, and Doohan was arrested. Prosecutor Scott McKenzie said that the woman has been significantly affected by her ordeal. Well, No shit. Mark Stewart KC, defending, said that Doohan was deeply sorry for what he had done. Apology not accepted. The lawyer added that he had issues at the time which affected his judgment and decision making, though that did not excuse what had happened. When he was convicted, the ambulance service said, "This is an appalling case and our thoughts are with the victim. We recognise the courage it must have taken for her to come forward and speak out. As soon as we learned of the serious allegations and charges against Doohan, we immediately took action to protect the public and liaised with Police Scotland." Calculated and heinous actions. Well, I mean, yeah. Fiona Kirkby, the Procurator Fiscal for the High Court Sexual Offences, said Stephen Doohan's calculated and heinous actions caused the loss of the victim's pregnancy, robbing her of of plans she had for the future. He has now been held accountable for this fundamental breach of trust. While offences like this are thankfully rare, I hope this prosecution sends a clear message to all those who seek to inflict sexual harm towards women. We recognise that reporting sexual offending can be difficult, but would urge anyone affected to come forward and seek support when they feel ready to do so. What an absolute fucking demon. Like, just what an absolute, like, piece of shit. Like, this thing is, oh, I did it because I was scared. What, like, raped her after you drugged her? You did that because you were scared, right? You invited her all the way over here, right? When she told you she was pregnant, you'd separated from your wife and stuff like that. So it's not even like you'd already separated from your wife. The marriage was already over. So who really cares if you've got another woman pregnant, right? You know, what's she going to do? Leave you again? Right? That doesn't really matter. So you've invited her over. I mean, you had a chance to start again. You could have had a woman and a baby and stuff like that. I mean, I'll admit, if I knocked some random woman up, I'd still be really happy because I love being a dad. Right, I'm not going to Elon Musk it, boys. Don't worry. Right, but I would still be really happy about that. But you had a golden opportunity to start all over again. You could have started all over again with a family. I genuinely don't see what the problem was. Was she a little bit, though? I mean, Spanish lady, so probably. But still, there was like, you were like, oh, I was scared. Like, just let her go back to Spain and have the baby, and you take nothing to do with, be that kind of piece of shit, right? But like, just do that. There was literally no need for you to like kill the baby. You could just leave. Yeah, you'd be a piece of shit deadbeat dad, but you could just like leave. There was literally no need whatsoever for you to kill the baby. That was something you didn't have to fucking do. And you also didn't have to rape her after the fact. I see all of this. I was scared and I was going through a lot. Nah, I think this guy was just a twisted piece of shit. I think I know why his wife left him. This guy was like just some like weird, twisted sexual deviant. That's what's happened here. He was a twisted, horrible little fuck. I don't know what the sentence was, but I'm hoping it'll be a very long time. Non-harassment or indeterminate period of time. But I would like to know how long he gets in prison. How long did he actually get? Oh, fucking! I've read it out at the start of the bloody article. 10 years and 6 months. Which, yeah, good. I mean, technically it was murder of your own child, which makes it a million times more fucked up. But because he's in Scotland, he'll be going to a Scottish prison as a baby killer and a rapist. Basically, you don't want to be either of those in Scottish prisons, and he's both. He's not surviving that 10 years.